How to replace the brake pads and rotors on your Buick Regal. I am Stephen Wimberley, and this is Working with Wimberley. I'm replacing the front pads and rotors on this Buick Regal, and with the vehicle up and supported, I'm going to remove the two 14mm bolts that hold on the caliper. And once I get this off, I'm going to sit it on top of this crate so that there's no tension on the brake line, and then we can remove the pads and move on to the bracket. So I have the brake caliper off right now. The pads are out down there, and I used my 14mm socket and ratchet, and I also used a 18mm wrench to hold this part steady while I spun out the bolt, because this was spinning with the bolt, so you may have to do that as well. So the next step is to remove the two caliper bracket bolts, which are 21mm. With the caliper off, the caliper bracket off, you see these two 21mm bolts right here. So right now I'm removing the T30 set screw on the rotor, and this thing actually was rusted in place. I had to hit it with some WD-40 and heat. The final step I'm going to do before I start putting everything back together is use a C-clamp and an old brake pad to push the piston back into the caliper. So with the piston pushed back into the caliper, we can just reassemble everything in the same order we took it apart. I'm going to clean the rust off of the wheel hub with the wire brush. Install the new brake rotor and clean it with the brake cleaner. Install the new hardware into the caliper brackets. Apply some grease to the hardware. Install the brake pads. Install the caliper bracket and pads. I'm putting a little caliper grease on the back of the pads. Install the caliper and caliper bolts. Make sure to pump the brakes before driving, and this job is done. If you found that video helpful, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment. God bless you all.